Hello gamers, my name is Maniteesquad, and welcome to my review of Fortified. This is a 3 things review. That means I'm going to give you a basic rundown of the game, then give you 3 things you need to know if you're considering buying it. Then I'll tell you whether to buy the game, wait for a sale, or forget about the game entirely. Let's get started, shall we? Number 1. Animations and Sound. The very first things I noticed in Fortified were the animations. From reloading to firing weapons, even just walking around, all of the animations seem blocky and uninspired. That's passable for the Martians because the majority of the enemies are mechanical, so it's okay if they seem robotic. However, the vast majority of the game you are running around, firing your weapon, and reloading, so the bad animations get very tiring very quickly, and ruin any immersion before it can even happen. The same could be said for the game's sound. The soundtrack itself is passable, but the sound effects are bland and repetitive. There's very little voice. Your character will drop a one-liner at the beginning and end of each wave. A lot of the weapons, particularly the Tommy gun, sound cheap and unrealistic, and the sounds made by the Martians repeat over and over without ever changing. Overall, the animations and sound combine to make a wearying experience. Number 2. Unique Feel. Fortified simply doesn't do well enough separating itself from the herd. While playing Fortified, I constantly caught myself thinking that I'd rather be playing Sanctum or Orcs Must Die. After some brief reflection, I realized it was because Fortified simply doesn't do a lot to carve out a unique experience. The 50s sci-fi setting is unique and interesting, and there is limitless potential there. However, the setting itself isn't enough to float Fortified out of a sea of other games. There doesn't seem to be much attention to the source material here. Other than taking place in the same setting, there are no noticeable references to old movies or radio shows. This is simply disappointing, especially with all the wasted potential of the generic one-liners that are dropped before and after every wave. The progression system serves its purpose, but isn't innovative in any way, and the characters themselves don't seem to be references to anything, just styled in the 50s sci-fi way. All in all, playing this game made me want to play other games of the genre instead, which isn't good for Fortified. Number 3. Variety. Quite frankly, there isn't much of it. Wave defense games in general have to work really hard at providing variety because you are essentially doing the same thing over and over. Fortified, however, doesn't try hard enough. My main complaint is the maps. They're all so similar looking as to be interchangeable. They take place in a 1950s cityscape that looks fine in the first few times, but after playing through the same setting 10 times in a row, it gets tiring. I also would have preferred there be more characters, as unlocking all the items for a specific character is very quick and it cuts a lot into the replay value. The levels are relatively short, especially the first few. Combined with the fact that there are only 12 levels, it makes for a short experience. Also, there aren't any additional mechanics to distract from the tedium of the normal gameplay, such as random bosses or events. It's important for games in this genre to make sure that there are constantly reasons to come back and keep playing, be it progression or just a highly varied style of gameplay. Fortified falls short in this regard, and I don't see myself coming back to it because there simply isn't much there. So, is Fortified worth the $15 price tag? I rate games on a buy, wait for sale, or forget system. The game doesn't do enough to set itself apart from its peers, is lacking variety to keep the player coming back for more, and what gameplay there is has low quality sound and animations. All of these things combine to earn Fortified the forget about it rating. If you're a huge fan of the genre, you're better off playing other games, and if you're a fan of the source material, there isn't much here for you either. Alright folks, that's it for my 3 things review of Fortified. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, rate, and subscribe. If you have questions about the game or tips for my channel, just let me know in the comments below. My name is Maniteesquad, and I'll see you next time.